Hi everyone, Comic Reviewer here, this time reviewing on the Simpsons Treehouse of Horror, issue number 20. Now, as you know, the Simpsons Treehouse of Horror was an annual Halloween series that was meant to sort of tell different versions of Treehouse of Horror stories, one of which is called The Walking Ned, which is a parody of The Walking Dead, which was a series of comic books, which had its TV series, and let's get on the story. It starts off with Ned and Homer sort of banding together to take on zombies, and the real story starts off how Milhouse says, "He's back! The mayor's back from the hunting party!" And Homer says, "Our raid on the Quickie Mart was successful. We found hot dogs and Twinkies." And pretty much, Homer points out that Rich Texan didn't survive, and ends up wearing his hat, thinking he looks good in it. And Marge is like, "Ned, you need to speak to Homer. We can't keep losing people in these raids." So Ned pretty much points out that he doesn't want to, butt into Homer's business, and even Ned says, "Better or worse, Homer's our leader, and right now we need strong leadership." And you can tell Marge knows that Homer isn't suitable to be leader. And even Homer is joyful that their raid was successful. And Ned points out that they can't keep losing people, and even places like Shelbyville and Knox Haberbrook evacuated, showing that they were a bit more smarter. And even Ned points out that back during Capital City, he took on a zombie Dr. Nick. And even Homer says, "And rest on the word living, Flanders, and you're welcome for that." And you can tell Homer is a bit more dumber, and keeps kind of sacrificing people for his selfish needs. So even when Flanders kind of talks about it, Homer decides to go on fewer raids, and the next day, Homer says, "Well, that raid didn't work out." And he points out that at the brewery, the Seven Duffs attacked Disco Stew, Sideshow Mel, and Dr. Hibbert, leaving Homer as the sole survivor. And Marge even says, "The zombies ate everyone else? Did you at least get the supplies?" Something had already ransacked the place, so no." And Homer points out that he at least got some of the souvenirs, and quickly kind of goes back into his house. And you can tell Marge is looking at Luke, saying, "You've got to sort this out." And so Ned goes in to try and talk with Homer, and finds out to his shock and surprise that Homer's been using people for raids just to get things he wanted, showing he has no guilt in his actions. And so Flanders decides to, take Homer on a raid, just him and Homer. And as soon as they go to the cemetery, they end up getting attacked by zombies, which Homer quickly uses a machete on zombie Duffman, saying, "Oh no!" And even taking on a zombie Snowball and a zombie Bleeding Gums Murphy. And after Ned plans to offer a partnership to sort of work together, and Homer says, "Can I still wield total power and authority?" "No." "Then never! I like things just the way they are." And so Homer gets attacked by a zombie Frank Grimes, and Ned quickly makes a break for it, saying, "I'm sorry, Homer. You had two choices. Change, or, well, the other one." And so, after this, Flanders takes on the leadership, and says they have to quickly get out as fast as they can, and saying that, we can't really stay here anymore. And even Lisa asks, "Mr. Flanders, how are you so sure this is the right move?" "It's no secret, Lisa. I've got a couple of angels watching over me." And yeah, this is the story. I would say the story feels a bit quick, but at the same time trying to put Flanders and Homer in two different positions, like Homer being a bit more riskier and a bit more using people to kind of get things he wants. Flanders is a bit more cautious and a bit more knowing that he should be the leader, and you kind of felt Marge should have joined with Flanders to lure Homer to the graveyard, to kind of show them realizing that it's survival of the fittest and they can't have Homer taking on the leadership anymore, and showing Marge to put her faith on Flanders, which she sort of does, but it becomes a bit wasted. But the story on the other rest isn't too bad, so I think it deserves a thumbs up. Still good, and still alright. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.